to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Let me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
Happy Easter, everybody, and welcome into the locker room with Billy Schwein. And it's the youth movement. And intern Andrew Leeds.
Yep.
And the producer, Danny Ryan. Good morning, fellas.
Good morning. Happy Easter, Billy and Danny.
Happy Easter, guys. Great to be here. No days off.
Nope.
So I got the youth movement in here again, and it's a Sunday, and it's been a pretty fun couple days for our Philadelphia Phillies, especially yesterday. Wow, this guy. Let's see if I can pronounce his name. Lodolo. Okay, he's mowing the Phillies down yesterday, and it's like, you know, I'm watching the game. I'm kind of like dozing off because it's kind of boring. The Phillies, you think he struck out like 12 batters. He's mowing us down, and then the Phillies make an unbelievable comeback in the bottom of the ninth, and so much to be said for home field advantage.
Yeah, I mean,
playing at home, right?
Yeah, I was celebrating my birthday, and I was outside playing.
It was your birthday yesterday?
No, my birthday's Wednesday, but because it's Easter, my brother and my sister, they're home, so we celebrated this weekend.
Happy birthday, brother!
Thank you, buddy. And
did you get to see the game, Danny?
I did. It was I actually went out to Landmark in Glassboro to watch it. It was ugly.
Nice. My brother lives right.
Right
there,
I remember you telling me that. Yeah, but it was ugly. We left after 6 innings, or actually 7 innings. It was bottom 7 by the time we
ugly.
left.
That's a good word to describe. It was ugly. It was horrible.
It was
like
just
cloudy. It was windy.
Yeah.
It was But I gotta say, the Philadelphia Philly fans are unbelievable.
Yeah.
And even at the end of the game last night, I listened to the post game interview, and Robbie Thompson was saying he said you could feel the momentum of the crowd pick up after Nick Castellanos got that walk.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And every time they started an inning with a hit, too, it seemed like the crowd started to get more and more life. And then if they couldn't capitalize, it faded.
Speaking about Castellanos, how about him taking that huge lead to mess with the pitcher's head at the end of the
great.
ninth? Did you see that, Billy?
Well, yeah, but
when he was dancing at third base.
He did that in the home opener, too.
Yeah.
I mean, the Cincinnati Reds third baseman was halfway between third and short, or third and second. And he wouldn't even go over. But see, in a close game like that, when it's 1-0, take a chance, but not in the ninth inning.
No, yeah.
He couldn't do it in the ninth inning. But I 2 days at the home opener, he was doing that in the home opener. I said, go for it. If they're not going to cover you, as soon as that catcher throws the ball back to the pitcher, take off.
Yeah,
I
love it.
I mean, he was 3/4 of the way there. He probably could have done it.
Looked like and that's got to be a distraction for the pitchers. But this Lodolo, man, he's unbelievable, isn't he?
Yeah. I mean, he, like you said, he shut down this high-powered Phillies offense for
the guy
pretty much the
entirety
of the game.
106 pitches. All right, and he also struck out a career high 12 batters. He was mowing us down.
He allowed 3 hits.
Did you see? Yeah, did you see the reaction? I guess when Schwarber struck out, you could hear him drop a bomb, curse bomb, F-bomb.
Alec Bohm was getting pretty
Alec
frustrated
Bohm did the
too.
same thing. I like to see that.
I do too.
Is that great?
I love to see the passion. I love to see them getting on themselves to try and be better because, especially with Schwarber and Bohm, they've been doing good kind of to start the year. Schwarber power-wise, Bohm contact-wise, but they're still extremely mad at themselves.
Well, Schwarber's batting 143.
Yeah, power-wise, though, he's been starting to pick it up.
But how about Trey Turner and Bryson Stott? I mean, Bryson Stott's batting 419 in the early going.
Trey Turner has just been as advertised. I mean, we saw him in the World Baseball Classic.
Are you guys like totally stoked about Trey Turner or what?
Yeah.
I mean, he's already losing. That was the one bright spot. That was the one bright spot.
Honestly, he's making a case for my favorite Philly on this team right now. I think honestly, out of anybody, because I want him to have a big year, I think Alec Bohm, I would say, is my favorite because I'd love to see him.
Alec Bohm is your favorite this year?
After everything with last year, with the whole what he said about Philadelphia, and then ending up turning his season around, improving as a defender. He put on like 15 pounds of muscle this offseason. I'm hoping for a big year from him.
And listen, Nick Castellanos, while he's only batting 223, 222 in the early going, he still has been productive in the outfield.
He has had much better at-bats.
He looks like he's a different player, albeit he hasn't been hitting, but I think it's going to come around.
And he has had he had 2 doubles in that home opener that we went to the other day.
Got a pivotal walk last night. That was important. And it's only a walk, but hey, He gets on base.
He's looking
Yeah.
much more patient up there at the plate. Yeah, he's swinging at a few of these outside sliders that he really got caught a lot swinging at last year, but he's laying off majority of them to start the season, which is beautiful to see.
And
It's progress.
And the main frustrating thing is that the umpires, he's holding off, but he's sometimes still getting called strikes for these outside pitches that he wouldn't have held off of last year. He's actually doing it, and they're punishing him for it. So it hurts to see that.
All right, so we got a big show lined up every Sunday throughout the baseball season. We go on the mound with Tommy Greene, brought to you by the John or Elliott Hero Campaign for designated drivers, a longtime partner of the Phillies, reminding you not to drink and drive and to always have a designated driver. Designated hitters win game. Designated drivers save lives. Take the Hero Pledge today at herocampaign.org. And remember, to be a hero, be a designated driver. Great sponsor, and we thank Bill Elliott. The Philadelphia Phillies, we'll go with On the Mound with Tommy Greene all baseball season. We'll talk a little Sixers today because the Sixers finish out their regular season. And how about the NBA might now look into the Dallas Mavericks not playing their guys, like tanking when they can still make the playoffs.
I mean,
continue, Andrew.
Yeah, I mean, I think they definitely should. I don't think I've ever seen a more clear display of tanking a game for draft results ever. I mean,
that was so obvious. Like, you don't want to see that. That's really ugly, right?
Yeah, I mean, when you come out pregame to say your superstar Luka Doncic is playing one quarter when you still have a chance, if you win that game, to be in the play-in tournament, they've had a really, really bad week. Not only did they lose that protest in that Warriors game about the out of bounds call. I don't know if you guys remember that. They lost that protest this week.
Right.
Then Cuban had to answer questions about not re-signing Jalen Brunson, and you could basically see through the lies about what he was saying in the press conference. And now they're being investigated after this game.
And so they should. Good thing.
Terrible,
I wonder if actually, you bring up a good point. I didn't even think about how they lost that protest. I wonder if that played a factor in Mark Cuban's decision to kind of screw over the NBA.
See, listen, guys, when people do things wrong, you got to be held to account. And I think this, not just sports, this whole country, if you're doing something wrong, you've got to be held to account, or it's just going to materialize and magnetize into something bigger and worse.
Yeah.
And it's going to get out of hand, like a lot of other things I don't want to get into. But in the NBA, if people start saying, well, if the Mavericks can do that, I'm going to do it. And if he can do it, I can do it. Next thing you know, teams are going to try to just tank for this and make it so obvious that it's bad for the game.
I will say, the Mavericks are getting a lot of bad rap, and I get they're trying to get that pick back from New York if they can tank and lose that game.
But you can't do it the way they did it, though.
No, I get it. But at the same time, the Charlotte Hornets have been doing that for the past 4 years, just tanking the entire season away, not one game. The Houston Rockets.
But that's 4 years. They stink. That means they stink.
Yeah.
Not just like one game when it's that obvious.
No, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, why aren't we looking into those things if we're looking into one game?
Well, that's what I
said.
So what did I just say? They're doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and to be fair, I mean, us as Philadelphia Eagles fans can't really have much to talk after what Doug Peterson did in that last week against the Commanders when he sat.
That's different.
Jalen Hurts. You think how is that different?
Because I'll tell you why that's different, because that was Carson Wentz, right, and Jalen Hurts.
Well, no, that was Jalen Hurts had already superseded Carson Wentz. He
wasn't your definitive starter. You know what I mean?
And
they might have wanted to see who went in for him.
Sudfeld. He did say that Sudfeld.
He wasn't Jalen Hurts at that point. He was the starter, but he wasn't like the anointed starter he wasn't the quarterback of the future, the franchise quarterback. You could use the excuse, and it could be believable. Hey, we want to see what Sudfeld can do and give him a fair look.
Peterson did say
that's not the same.
Peterson did say going into that week that he was going to play Sudfeld for the second half. So maybe that's different, but he had to know that maybe they wanted to see, maybe they genuinely were curious, but they had to know Sudfeld was not going to win them that game.
I get the excuse, and I get that, it all aligns and you can get away with something like that with that excuse. But come on, you weren't trying to win that game with Nate Sudfeld. I'm a Eagles fan, but
it doesn't matter. You can take that as a legitimate reason.
I guess
You're right,
and I get what you're saying.
He said we're going to play Sudfeld, and they did.
Yeah, and I get what you're saying.
It wasn't like it might have been obvious to the Giants, because the Giants, right? The Giants,
they got screwed up.
They got screwed. So I can understand their beef, but from a football standpoint, you're playing Sudfeld.
Yeah, and I mean
but what the Mavericks did was too blatantly obvious.
Well, what about what the Sixers did, though, for half a decade, if not more than half a decade, with the Sam Hinkie era?
That's a little different.
Wait a second, guys. They put together a team that couldn't win. They still played the guys that they had.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and those guys were trying their own.
I'm not condoning the tank because I didn't like it.
But you could argue that was tanking to a whole different level than what the Mavericks did. And I get it. You're competing for a playoff spot. You know,
Danny,
you don't want to
gotta
do
be a little
that.
creative if you're going to do that. That's all.
Yeah.
I get it.
Right,
but-
Andrew? You got to be creative.
Yeah, you got to be a little tricky. You got to, you got to trim.
Well, also before the game even started, too, Kyrie Irving out, Christian Wood out. Like, they were just giving up before the game had even played.
They
And
had
they only
11
lost by
They had an 11-point lead.
Yeah, they only lost by what,
Yeah.
3-4 points?
Not a lot going on in the week of sports, but we're going to make it interesting today.
Yeah.
Easter Sunday, the sun's shining. I'm heading to Florida after the show. I'm taking my 7-year-old daughter we're going to go visit my 38-year-old daughter.
I had no idea you had a 38-year-old daughter. Until
My
yesterday.
oldest daughter's older than you two cats. It's the
Yeah.
age against the youth here in the locker room with Billy Schwein. And the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that'll help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing with the shortest center city and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227. Folks, I'm here to tell you about Lavari Seafood Bar and Grill located on Route 50 and Tuckahoe Road in Petersburg, just 8 minutes over Ocean City's 34th Street Bridge. It's an old school bar, 18 big screen TVs. The food's great. Daily specials open every day at 11 a.m. They're celebrating 15 years in business. Thursday night is wing night. $1 wings, $2.50 domestic drafts, live music every Friday night. Book a private party. They got a lot of several rooms you can have your private party in. Give Dave Lavari a call at 609-628-2225. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room. It's the agers against the youth right here in the locker room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN.
It's Sixers basketball later today on 97.3 ESPN with the voice of the 76ers, Tom McGinnis, calling all the exciting play-by-play action.
Blocked by Paul Reeves. Sixers ball. B-ball Paul. Outlets hard on the house. House around one man. Layup.
It's Sixers Nets later today. Coverage begins at 1 p.m. Philadelphia 76ers basketball on your radio home of the Sixers in South Jersey. 97.3 ESPN.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot. You need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Rhymes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Rhymes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Rhymes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Hello, I'm Atlantic City Police Department Chief James Sarkos. Over the past 2 years, our thoughts and conversations have continuously focused on the latest news regarding the pandemic. I'd like to ask you to do your part to end an increasing symptom of the pandemic, distracted driving. A distraction occurs every time you take your eyes off the road, your hands off the wheel, and your mind off of driving safely. Distracted driving crashes increased during the pandemic, even with fewer motorists on our roadways. While it is tempting to talk, text, or scroll through your social media to keep up with the latest news, it should never be done while operating a motor vehicle. April is Distracted Driving Awareness Month. Police departments in Atlantic County are participating in the You Drive, You Text, You Pay campaign, cracking down on distracted drivers with zero tolerance. A distraction occurs every time you take your eyes off the road, your hands off the wheel, and your mind off of driving safely. Let's all work together to ensure in healthy behaviors and put every symptom of the pandemic behind us.
You're listening to the Phillies on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, the intern Andrew Leeds, the producer Danny Ryan, the youth movement in here in the locker room. And guys, I want to remind people of the two charities that we tell people about leading up on June 17th at 10 Towers. Happy Boxes fundraiser benefiting local children at the American Legion in Somers Point, New Jersey from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. $25 include entry, food, entertainment. For more information, contact Tara Scioli at 609-415-8398 or email her at tarashappyboxes@gmail.com. And the Brian Props Guffaw Golf Classic benefiting the Stroke Center of the University of Pennsylvania on May 15th at Riverwinds Golf and Tennis Club. For details, visit golfguffaw.com. All right, now, fellas, the youth movement. Yesterday we were talking a little bit about the Sixers, and Mike Gill had on Friday, I think, Zoomoff, the legendary announcer who retired, and Kate Scott is the replacement. And while I watched some of it because I was made aware that Zoomoff has his podcast. I checked out some of it. I saw some of it on Twitter as well. I am appalled. I am shocked. I cannot believe that people are so vulgar and disgusting that they could say what she told while she was being interviewed, some of the things that she's read about. There's no place for that. Now, I am not a big fan of Kate Scott, but in no way would I ever. And the reason why I'm not a fan, because I'm older. You guys are young, so I want to get your opinion. All right. When I ask you, you're going to give me your opinion on what you think of Kate Scott. You guys are young. So my whole life, at the age of my age, I'm used to. It's tough to follow a legend like Zoo. It's tough to follow a legend like Harry Kalas. Yeah, 100%. It'll be tough to follow a legend like Merrill Reese
in any industry.
Gene Hart, whoever followed, it's tough. But the lower for people, it's not. That's not right. I can't warm up to her because I'm not used to her.
Yeah,
I'm not saying she's bad. I'm not saying she's good, but I would never use the type of things. I just can't believe how vulgar and how disrespectful people can be. So, Andrew, I ask you this first. What do you think? I want your honest opinion. What do you think about Kate Scott and her ability as a play-by-play announcer?
I like her. I do.
Like her.
I did have a tough time warming up just because, again, I'm a huge Mark Zumhoff fan.
Okay.
Him, Merrill Reese, Harry Kalas, they're my favorites of all time. He's like my goat.
But you can say that in a tweet.
Yeah.
You can say that in a post anywhere, Facebook or whatever.
Exactly. And I respect her. I've grown to really enjoy her commentary. I think she does a great job. People? And the disrespect that she gets. It's just
not
blatant.
that. But it doesn't seem to me to be a big step for you because you're young and you're half your life. I mean, it's only half my whole life. I've never had a female announce games, so it's going to be harder for me to warm up to her. Danny, what say you? How do you feel about Kate Scott?
I had the chance to meet her, I think, like 2 or 3 months after she was hired, and so I have a little bit of a pre-advanced judgment here. But at the same time, even if I hadn't met her, like you said, there's no place for somebody to
why
does
her sexual orientation have to come into play with it? We're talking about a sport.
And the answer is it doesn't. It doesn't have any place for it. It doesn't have to come into it at all, but people just want to make themselves feel better because something bad happened in their life, their favorite announcer left, and they want to take it out in the new one.
Guess what that did for me? Now I'm a Kate Scott fan.
Yeah.
Good.
Do you know what it did? By hearing that podcast, the Zoom Off, and I recommend, you heard Mike Gill had Zoo on here on Friday, I believe it was, right?
I think so.
Yeah. And so
Looks like it was Thursday.
Was it Thursday? Okay,
Yep.
it's Zoom on Thursday.
Yep.
Because of that, because I heard Mike Gill talking about it, I went to the podcast.
Yeah.
And now I'm a Kate Scott fan. I don't think there's anybody should have to.
I mean, this is a much sillier situation, but it's kind of like when the Flyers unveiled Gritty and everyone said it was terrible, but then other people said it was terrible. So now it's like, no, we like Gritty.
Right.
This is much more serious. And I've already liked Kate Scott.
It's the same old adage, like,
you don't mess with Philly.
I could call my brother any name I want, but you can't.
My idiot brother.
Right. Don't I call him he's stupid? My brother doesn't know anything. He doesn't know sports.
Yeah.
Even though he's in here talking about it with us sometimes.
You call him fat despite being
right.
friends.
But we look exactly alike, but I call him fat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you can't, or like somebody else can't, then I'm going to defend my brother.
No, 100%. And, I'm sure you just gathered that from listening to the podcast, but she's a great person, great personality, great charisma, and she's overall embodied the city as much as she can. I mean, she is doing the best job that she sees is possible. And I think, honestly, it's a good job she's doing. I like the bang, bang, George Niang. I like how she makes these vocabulary terms her own. It's going to take a few years, and it already has.
The bang, bang, George Niang, I like. And what does a good play-by-play? So, I mean, what are the three qualities? I said this to you yesterday. You got to have the inflection, the voice tone, right?
Yeah, I think she has.
You have to have the knowledge of the game, and then you have to have a saying. Like, what was Dick Enberg? Oh, my.
Zumhofe had a million.
Zumhofe was like,
turning garbage into gold. We're coming in for a landing.
Kate Scott coins a phrase like bang, bang, George Niang. Guess what? That's a feather in her cap.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%. I think I love all of the personal stuff she's doing, not only with her broadcast, but also doing podcasts with the players separately, just as part of the Sixers organization. Like I said, she's doing the best job she can, and she knows the game, like you said.
She does know the game.
She's got energy. She's got a good voice.
And listen, guys, I got to tell you, in the beginning, I was down on her. I'm like, man, this is like, they ruined my whole experience. But I'm warming up to her, and then after I saw that, now I'm on her side. All right, you know what I want to do? I want to open up the phone lines. Let's see what people are capable of here. So get a variety of, and guess what? It's okay to say you don't like her, but you don't have to be vulgar, personal attacks and stuff like that. It's ridiculous.
Here's the thing: you can not like her broadcasting, but you can't not like that she's a woman. If that's your reason, then just get out of here with that.
Well, wait. I had a hard time.
I get it.
For me,
but to say
my
she's
whole
bad
life,
at her
like,
job,
I'm 61 years old.
To say she's bad at her job because she's a woman is completely wrong.
That's how I. Well, I understand not being used to.
I know
it
gets used to
but
it.
Andrew, I couldn't get used to her voice calling a game. Wasn't her not lacking knowledge? She's very knowledgeable,
and that's fair.
It was a girl calling. It was hard.
I do think it's I understand having the difficulty adjusting, but I do think it is something that you got to look past at the end of the day. And you did. You eventually looked past. It'll take some time.
Because of that podcast, I'm her fan.
Exactly.
And I'm going to stick up for it. 609-403-0973 is the text board. Send us a text. Participate in the show. How do you feel about Kate Scott as an announcer for the Sixers? 609-403-0973. Put your name and where you're from. 609-403-0973. How do you feel about Kate Scott? Now the Sixers are heading into the playoffs, and it's going to be exciting. They're going to go against the Brooklyn Nets with Mikal Bridges, who scored 27 points a game
since arriving in Brooklyn. Yep.
Right?
Yeah. Just over 27 points.
But we're gonna crush. What do you think? 5?
Well, now,
what do you say, Andrew Leeds, the intern?
I think it's gonna go the intern. I think it's gonna go very similar to actually when they played Brooklyn in the 2018 or 2019 playoffs, where maybe Brooklyn steals game 1, even they win a game at Philly, but Sixers are gonna put them away in 5, and the Vegas odds mirror that because the Sixers are actually minus 1,000 to win the game according to Vegas to win the series.
1,000. 609-403-0973. Now at the bottom of the hour, we're going to go on the mound with Tommy Greene, brought to you by the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for designated drivers. I want to get Tommy's take on the Phillies because coming back home at 1-5, everybody was like holding their breath. Like, not again, another bad start. But I got to tell you, man, winning the home opener in the way they did, and then against all odds yesterday, this Lodolo was mowing us down, and for us to come back, for the Phillies to come back and win that game in dramatic fashion with a walk-off by Bryson Stott was phenomenal.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, like you said, that Philly crowd being there on the home opener was an amazing feeling, just having that energy. I just had standing room tickets. Me and my dad went up. It was an awesome time. I know you and your daughter were there as well. And yeah, just having that energy from this crowd. It's like I hadn't been to a Phillies game since 2019, September 2019. And there was like, that was a bad season. It was the end of the season. There wasn't that many people. It felt so great for the first time, probably like 10 years for me to be in a stadium that full and that into it.
The fans were into it. And full disclosure, I am giving the producer here, Danny Ryan, 4 tickets to the Philadelphia Phillies versus the Miami Marlins tomorrow night, courtesy of Dominic Mariani and Pensauken Spine and Rehab. If you need an adjustment, Danny Ryan, get down to Pensauken Spine and Rehab. You're getting 4 tickets plus a parking pass.
Oh, I'm living large.
Who are you going to take?
I'm probably going to take my family. If they can't go, I'll throw my roommates a few invitations, but it's going to be a good time. I'll find somebody.
I was going to open up the phone lines and give it to the listeners, but it's Easter and I know people are heading to church and I don't want to, we didn't advertise it yesterday. So I figured the Intern, I didn't know you were going.
Yeah, I was going
to give him 2 tickets.
I already got tickets to the game because my birthday, as I mentioned, is this Wednesday, so I'm going up to the game for my birthday. I had those tickets before I had the tickets.
And the only reason we didn't open up the phone lines today, like I said, we didn't advertise it yesterday.
Yeah, it would have been kind
of like last minute.
Hey.
And when was the last time you've been in a game, Danny Ryan?
Oh man, I didn't go for any of the playoff run last year. I think I was at one in late August, maybe mid-August, but haven't been since. So I'm excited. And hey, they might be facing the Marlins coming off a sweep of the Cincinnati Reds. 105 first pitch today.
Yeah. All right, so we got a lot to talk about coming up next. Of course, is going to be Tommy Greene on the Mound with Tommy Greene, brought to you by the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for designated drivers. I want to remind people the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227. There's a new wind blowing at Maserati, the main line. The all-new Maserati Gregale midsize SUV has officially arrived. Stop by Maserati, the main line, located in Devon, PA, just minutes away from Center City, Philadelphia, to experience it for yourself. With class-leading space, advanced driving, and technology features, the Gregale makes every journey a thrilling experience. From your daily commute to weekend road trips, the Maserati Gregale elevates every moment into something truly special. Test drive the all-new Gregale for yourself and experience how it makes every day exceptional. Visit them online at motml.com or give them a call at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800. Ask for Michael Pileggi to schedule your test drive today. All right, when we return, we'll go on the mound with Tommy Greene. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim right here on 97.3 ESPN.
It's Philadelphia Flyers hockey tonight on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app with Tim Saunders and Steve Coates calling all the play-by-play action. The Flyers host the Boston Bruins tonight. Coverage begins at 6 p.m. It's Philadelphia Flyers hockey on the radio home of the Flyers in South Jersey. 97.3 ESPN and listen live on the free mobile app.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free Train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Calling again, again and again. Calling again, again and again.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/Be Smart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
It's April, and you know what that means? Taxes are almost due. Jackson Hewitt can help you win tax season. That's the sound of your maximum tax refund. The sound of getting 50% off tax prep. The sound of many of our competitors' prices going up. And the sound of getting to your nearest Jackson Hewitt. Hurry in for 50% off tax prep before this offer expires April 9th. Limited time offer for new clients filing at participating locations. Max value $200. Visit jacksonhewitt.com/50 for terms.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or apply stopped, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details.
Attention all homeowners. Do you know when to replace your windows? Feeling too hot or cold? It's time to replace. Fog between the glass? Time to replace. Spending too much on expensive energy that literally goes out the window? It's definitely time to replace. If you've put off replacing windows in your home because it's too expensive, here's great news. You can now get a free in-home window consultation and free price quote from Renewal by Andersen, the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. And right now, you can save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. Just text PLACE to 200-300 for your free consultation on top-quality affordable windows or patio doors for $0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for a year. That's right. You don't pay a dime for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text PLACE to 200-300 right now. Text the word PLACE to 200-300. Don't wait. Text PLACE to 200-300.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, it's the youth movement. Ganging up on the old man.
Yes, sir.
Age Against Youth intern named Andrew Leeds and the producer Danny Ryan. Now, every Sunday throughout the throughout the baseball season, we go on the mound with Tommy Greene, brought to you by the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for Designated Drivers, a longtime partner of the Philadelphia Phillies, reminding you not to drink and drive and to always have a designated driver. Designated hitters win games. Designated drivers save lives. Take the Hero Pledge today at herocampaign.org. And remember to be a hero, be a designated driver. Let's go to the Maserati of the Mainline Sports Hotline and welcome in my favorite Philly and yours, Tommy Greene. Good morning, Tita Greene.
Good morning, Billy. Glad to be on with you guys.
So, hey, T, I texted the other day. I took my daughter to opening day, and I'll tell you what, man, I was kind of hoping you were going to be there because I wanted to introduce my daughter to you, but it was such a great opening day at the ballpark.
Well, how about that? There's nothing like baseball back in Philly. Opening day is a special thing. I don't know, as a player, but as a baseball fan too, you get a chance to go. You go and enjoy the expectations. Also celebrate what they did last year. It was an awesome day.
Now today they're giving out the rings. That's a special moment. I mean, you got a ring, right? Because you guys won the pennant in '93. So that's pretty cool for the players.
I'll tell you, I mean, to be recognized what the team accomplished last year or the year before, it's something very special because it took a lot of hard work and a lot of things to go right and a lot of good play to get to that point. And now they got to reap some of the benefits of it from the fans and also get a little something they can keep for the rest of their life with the ring.
We're talking with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene as we do every Sunday throughout the baseball season. Tommy, first time I sat in the Hall of Fame club, my good buddy Dominic Mariani from Pennsauken Spine and Rehab gave us the tickets, and we went up there. But what I really, my daughter's 7 years old, but what I really like about being up there, the history, all the pictures and the pictures of the old it's like a model of the stadiums and all the history that's on the walls. My daughter was like a history lesson for my daughter. But the point I'm trying to make is, like, you're on that wall forever, Tommy.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, there's a lot of good, great Philly teams of the past, and of the present, the guys of the present, they got them. So where you can go and pictures that showed different times, in the history of the Phillies up on that Hall of Fame level, which is sort of cool. And it's good because they change things around from time to time and show different things in the cases, and it's just a good time. I mean, you can spend half a game doing that.
Yeah, my daughter was she was in awe, and we had a great game. Now let's talk about the Phillies come home 1-5. They open up, they get a nice win on opening day. Then yesterday, Tommy, this guy Lodolo, I mean, he was mowing everybody down. He had 12 career high 12 strikeouts, and he's nasty, Tommy.
I'll tell you what, he was filthy, and I mean, and the way you tell that, is the way the effect he had on right-handed hitters too, not just the left-hander. Obviously, he's going to be probably tough with left-handed hitters because he's got a little crossfire action to him with that sweeping breaking ball. It's hard. I mean, it's hard to stay in there. I mean, but he was having that effect on the right-handed batters. Somebody like Turner and our right-handed batters having a tough time picking him up. I mean, he was nasty and on top of his game yesterday. But I bet their manager probably hated possibly getting him out of the game. Wish he could pitch the rest of the game, but they had to go to somebody else.
He was up to 100.
With a hot hand while you have it.
Tommy, he was up to 106 pitches. I mean, they had to pull him out. They had no choice, really. I mean, what's he gonna do? Pitch another 20 pitches?
Well, I mean, that's sort of when you strike out a lot of guys, you ultimately probably going to throw a lot of pitches. And we're against foul balls too. I mean, it adds up pretty quick. And that's when you have to go to the pit because they don't want to overextend, especially early in the season. Now, you give them another couple weeks or by the end of the month, they might let him go or start the inning next, depending on how many pitches he throws. If he gets some quick outs, he'll go another inning. Maybe throw 115 pitches. Which is not overdoing it. In my book. But this day and age, I mean, they're going to cut them short like that.
We're talking with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene. We go on the mound with Tommy Greene every Sunday. Hey, Tommy, Bailey Falter, I thought, pitched pretty well. I mean, after that first inning, he settled down. He threw 86 pitches, 52 for strikes. I mean, he's putting. I mean, he looked pretty good yesterday. Kept him in the game.
Well, you said the exact words right there at the last. He kept him in the ball game. I mean, to me, I was looking at the first start and that start. To me, he had better. I mean, for his location, he had a better start. I mean, he threw the ball better than he did yesterday. If you would have asked him yesterday which one was better, he would have said his first start. The way he, I don't know how he felt, but the way he executed at times, he would have probably been happier with the first start than he was the second. But hey, a sign of a good pitcher is it's not how good you are with your good stuff. It's how you can survive with your second. I mean, you're not ordinary stuff, so to speak. When he's not quite as strong or not feeling quite as good, that's the key to a starting pitcher surviving, giving a team a chance to win like that.
Hey, Tommy Greene, this is Andrew Leeds. Happy Easter, firstly. But then also, we were talking a little bit earlier about Nick Castellanos this year and the improvements that he's seemed to be showing with his body language and energy, and just seems to be doing a lot better so far to start off the season. So what do you think of Nick Castellanos' performances so far and just his overall body language this season compared to last year?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's still early, and I want to because he started out pretty good last year too. The way he did, he started out pretty decent this year. He's got his hits, but the thing, to me, he kind of fall back a little bit. You see him make some quick outs, which are fine because he's sitting on something and he wants to be aggressive. That's just his nature. But the thing so far, if you look at things, I think he's leading the team in walks. If you ask me, right now, so which is a positive, through the first week and a half of the season or so.
Tommy, and he leads the league in assists already. Like 7 games in, he's got 4 outfield assists.
How about that? Everybody was banging him about his defense, and look. Hey, and also look at what happened at the end of last year. He saved our bacon at the end of last year, making this catch too. Yeah. So I have no problem with him out there. Until he shows me anything different, you can stay out there.
And let's talk about Edmund Sosa. Edmund Sosa, he's a guy. Every team has to have a guy come off the bench and give a team a spark, and he's been doing it this year so far.
Well, I'll tell you what. It's amazing how kind of life or baseball works out a little bit for guys, and ultimately have to stick your foot in the door and to stay there and play well. And that's exactly what he's doing. He's giving them exactly what they need. Good defense. He's got some timely hits and doing the things he needs to do. And I'll tell you what, there's nothing wrong. I'm very proud of the way the bottom of a lineup has started out the year and turning that lineup over to possibly get to the top of that lineup. But now we got to get the top of our lineup hot so we can start driving in those runs, because I think we're last in baseball in RBIs.
Yeah.
So I mean
24.
So and that's got to change. Because we're ninth in the league in batting average, so we got guys on. So how do we get them? We got to get them in. We got to get the timely hits.
And they were saying, Tommy, they were saying yesterday that Bryson Stott was hitting .414, but he didn't have an RBI.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the fact that until yesterday, I mean, that's just the fact that the guys are not on in front of him like they should be, or in that spot. He's getting the hits. It's just, he's on base, but he's not getting driven in, type thing.
Hey, Tommy.
That's the thing. The top of the lineup's not driving him in.
Hey, Tommy, producer Danny Ryan here. I wanted to ask you just about the Phillies and how they've bounced back here at home. They are playing the Cincinnati Reds, but they've looked pretty scrappy, especially in that ninth inning last night. You saw some signs of last year's team with just how they were able to rally and come together as a team for the win. Are you really encouraged by their performance against the Reds so far? Or are you taking it day by day since, really the talent of the Reds?
Well, I mean, I've always thought the Phillies, with the people they have right now in the organization, they got the talent to do things with. We always talk about the health of the organization, the health of the 25 or 40-man roster. They're banged up right now with some guys they really need. I'm on the pitcher side of it, and they're banged up on the hitting side of it. So they got to draw off all their tools, all their personnel to help survive this, and they have to scrap. And it's good to see that type of mentality and that never give up type thing that we saw yesterday, because it's contagious. It could be something they feed off of, and it could change the course of the early part of the season, knowing you have a game like that turns around and the confidence is sky high. If they can just survive the game like they did yesterday, they got a pitcher that was locked in early, and they gave him fits. They got into the bullpen and had some good at-bats. And it had a big walk to lead off there, and things started going. The base hit here sort of gets that merry-go-round going. So they know they can do this type of stuff playing small ball, because we're not hitting the long ball in a big rate right now. So we got to play the game like we played yesterday.
We're going on the mound with Tommy Greene, as we will all every Sunday throughout the baseball season, by the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign. Hey, Tommy, how about the shift? I mean, there were a couple. I think Stotts. Listen, if the shift was legal like it was last year, I don't think Stotts would have been a grand at to the third baseman playing in shallow right field, and the Phillies would have won that game.
Isn't the game great again, guys? That's what I like about it. I mean, they're able to shift. They're trying to do all they can do. They just can't play in the outfield no more. They're all the way over to second base, trying to take away different things. They can't. But that's the way we used to do back in the day, too. It's just we just did student body right and student body left type thing.
Yeah, and you could tell that with Nick Castellanos going halfway down third plate last night in the ninth inning.
It's beautiful to see things like that. I mean, I'm a pitcher by heart, and so would I like to see the shift and put somebody there where you get everybody out? Yeah, but I love the game of baseball, and I think it's rewarding. You should be rewarded as a hitter for a good piece of hitting that you do, and going the other way or pulling the ball in the hole when you're supposed to as a left-handed hitter to get a guy over to third base and possibly score it. Because they're going to be shading you a certain way, to try to cut that off. But still, you do that, you should be rewarded if it should be a hit. And that's what's happening right now. You're seeing some positive things.
Well, I got to tell you, Tommy, being at the game the other day and watching yesterday on TV, the games are flying by. I think home opener was 2 hours and 45 minutes, and yesterday's was 2 hours and 53 minutes. So it's working.
Your times, as far as the games are going, but there's some things that are happening where it's costing. I'm just scared infraction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, what I see with Houston yesterday, one of the hitters are up at bat, and he had a timely. I mean, he was right there ready to go, but he just missed the time, and they called a strike 3 on, strike him out.
Yeah.
You know, that type thing.
Well, I like it so far, Tommy.
I just don't like it.
I like it.
You know, that's just me.
All right.
I don't mind the speed. I mean, for the way to change it, but changing the game like that, I mean, it's just. I think it should come with one set time, be like 20 seconds, and that's the 20 seconds is it. You know, realistic 15 then 20. Sometimes it's just you need that extra 3 or 4 seconds to get your mind right. You know, so I mean, it's going to be something interesting to watch over the course of the season.
Well, I'll tell you what, Tommy, we got game 3 tonight. Today at 1 o'clock, 1:05. Walker's on the mound for us. Let's see if he can get into the win column. And Tommy, as always, we really appreciate having you on each and every Sunday, and we look forward to talking to you next week.
Well, I appreciate you having me, Billy.
All right, there he is. Let's go. Every Sunday we go on the mound with Tommy Greene, brought to you by the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for designated drivers. A longtime partner of the Philadelphia Phillies, reminding you not to drink and drive and to always have a designated drivers. The designated hitters win games. Designated drivers save lives. Take the Hero Pledge today at herocampaign.org. And remember, to be a hero, be a designated driver. The first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227. Just about everybody on our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that's run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll wrap up hour number 1. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim, the intern Andrew Leeds, and the producer Danny Ryan right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Here's what you missed on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
I'm in an old building. Either you get the heat in the winter or the AC in the summer. I'm in bed early-ish, midnight. Everyone's up. No one goes, it's so hot in here. Open the windows, try to get a little cross breeze growing. Can't, because the way the windows work, it's like, I can't explain it.
You ain't getting no sleep.
It's almost like a danger.
You got no sleep last night.
Oh, I got no sleep.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Weekday mornings at 6 on 97.3 ESPN. Brought to you by
The Gallery Bar Book and Games in Ocean Casino Resort this football season. Cheers your favorite drinks while cheering on your favorite team. Get in on a parlay while in the middle of a party. Go for the sports scene and go for the endless screens. Go to the Gallery. Go to Ocean. Go for the win. For more information, visit theoceanac.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Breaking news.
Tax refund shock is everywhere, but what is it?
My tax refund shrank.
Mine too. The culprit? Pandemic-related stimulus payments and tax credits expiring. In this reporter's opinion, you need a tax expert.
Hey guys, Jackson Hewitt guarantees your biggest refund.
And tax prep is 50% off? Going there now.
50% off is a limited time offer for new clients filing at participating locations. Max value $200. Visit jacksonhewitt.com/50 for terms.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stopped, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details. Attention all homeowners. Do you know when to replace your windows? Feeling too hot or cold? It's time to replace. Fog between the glass. Time to replace. Spending too much on expensive energy that literally goes out the window? It's definitely time to replace. If you've put off replacing windows in your home because it's too expensive, here's great news. You can now get a free in-home window consultation and free price quote from Renewal by Andersen, the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. And right now, you can save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. Just text PLACE to 200-300 for your free consultation on top-quality affordable windows or patio doors for $0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for a year. That's right. You don't pay a dime for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text PLACE to 200-300 right now. Text the word PLACE to 200-300. Don't wait. Text PLACE to 200-300.
Now, more of the Water with Billy Schwein.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Tom's River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, the intern Andrew Leeds, producer Danny Ryan, the youth movement here in the locker room. And I don't know, where was Tommy Greene on the side of the road? Like tractor trailer trucks were riding by or something. I know he's on his way to the game, so.
Yeah, he definitely was pulled over. You know,
yeah, the window open. Keep that window
sunroof down.
All right, listen, the starting lineup came out for the Phillies already, so let's give it to you. Leading off and playing shortstop, Trey Turner. Batting second, the designated hitter, Kyle Schwarber. Hitting third and catching, JT Real Muto. Batting
BCIB.
fourth. What's that?
I said BCIB, best catcher in baseball.
All right. Batting fourth, the right fielder, Nick Castellanos. Batting fifth and playing second base, Bryson Stott, the hero of last night's game. Batting sixth and playing first base, Alec Bohm. Batting seventh and playing center field, Brandon Marsh. Batting eighth and playing third base, Edmundo Sosa. And batting ninth and playing left field, Jake Cave. So that's the Phillies starting lineup for today. You guys are talking about the rumor mill with the Colorado. What's the rumor mill there, Danny Ryan?
Yeah, so apparently, I mean, it's not like confirmed Dave Dombrowski's looking into him, but hey, Colorado Rockies are not predicted to be good this year, and they have a pretty good first baseman who's not getting any younger in CJ Cron. I know they signed Chris Bryant to that huge deal, so maybe they wouldn't part with Cron, but it's a nice idea to think about. This is the type of guy who can bat 270 for you, get you 30 home runs. If Derek Hall is going to be out for an extended period of time and you don't want to rock with Edmundo Sosa at third, Bohm at first, you might want to call Colorado and see what their price is on Cron. I can't imagine it's high.
Right. He's what, 30? You said 33?
Yeah, he's not getting any younger.
Hey, how about that? Remember yesterday we were talking about the Tampa Bay Rays? They won again. They're 8-0.
Undefeated.
It's still like Tampa Bay. We were talking about places like
Kings of consistency,
but best cities to play. Like they don't have a big home crowd.
People have said very bad things about their home stadium too, Tropicana.
Where it is, the location,
the roof, how the baseball's at the roof.
But I mean, even you look at the Tampa Bay Lightning in hockey, they've been a stalwart the last decade.
But they sell out.
They sell out. Yeah,
no,
it's a better area. I'm just saying Tampa
Buccaneers
Bay,
sell out.
I'm just saying Tampa Bay as a city, as sports, and yeah. You bring up a good point. The Buccaneers won a Super Bowl. Just a lot of winning going on in Tampa
It's unbelievable, man.
I guess
Hey,
they
but you know what?
associate with Orlando as their NBA team, so maybe not winning there. But
That's right. And you know what? With associating, when I hear Tampa Bay Rays, I can't help but think about 2008, and it just makes me smile. To think
I
about
watched
them.
a little of the Braves last night. You guys see the Braves last night?
No.
I was going to watch tonight because I heard, aren't they on Sunday Night Baseball? It's the Braves and Padres. I know they're playing the Padres.
Tonight, yeah.
I'll look it up.
Looking at the National League West, I mean, you got the Arizona Diamondbacks. Padres look really good.
Mm-hmm.
Dodgers, of course, the Dodgers are the Dodgers.
The Padres are only going to get stronger,
the Giants
too.
Giants are always a good team.
Yep.
I mean, so you're right. Colorado, I don't think right now, it's early. There's 3-6, and they're not really going anywhere, I don't think. So maybe that could be something they could look into.
Yeah, I would love that. I mean, hey, he would be Rhys Hoskins 2.0, but a little bit better. And that's exactly what this team needs. I mean, you got Trey Turner. I wanted to say it in our last Philly segment. Can you imagine how bad this team would be struggling if they didn't sign Trey Turner?
Oh,
right?
my goodness.
Can you imagine?
No, I agree with you 100%. Dave Dombrowski, man.
Yeah.
Bringing him in. And by the way, he signed for less. He could have got more money with the Padres.
100%.
Yeah.
The Padres got absolutely finessed this past offseason. Got turned down from Judge and Turner.
Yeah.
Man.
And I loved Gene Segura, but I mean Trey Turner.
Did you love Segura?
I
didn't.
I loved him
wasn't
as
in love with him. He did okay. But
I loved him as a person.
Remember,
he seemed like a great dude.
His tenure was always tumultuous.
That's true.
He didn't. Remember, there was a couple times he didn't run out. He didn't run out a hit, a ground ball a couple times. He was always.
But Jimmy Rollins used to do that every once in a
He had a
while.
reputation of not being a team guy.
Remember when people were blaming him for Andrew McCutcheon's torn ACL and didn't run that ball out?
I thought that was uncalled for.
Yeah,
right?
that's too much. Don't put that on the guy.
I wouldn't put that on him.
Yeah, I mean, hey, like you said, I love Gene Segura. He had some clutch hits for us. You can get a guy like Trey Turner. You've seen the benefits. It's already paid off. I mean, come on.
So I like where we are. Hopefully we can get a sweep today. All right. Hour 1 is in the books. Hour 2 is ahead of us. We're going to talk a little Sixers. We got a couple maybe hockey notes we'll throw in there.
Eagles draft.
And a little Eagles draft. We got it all coming up on the other side. You want to stay with us? It's Easter Sunday here in the locker room. It's the age against the youth. The youth movement here in the locker room. Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
The Eagles Draft Party is back. You can enter to win an Eagles road trip and tailgate party thanks to Philly Sports Trips and PhillySportsTrips.com. The Sports Bash with Mike Gill will be live on Thursday, April 27th from 2 to 6 p.m. at Maynard's, 9306 Amherst Avenue in Margate, where one lucky listener will win a trip for 4 to see an Eagles road game against either the Giants, Jets, or Commanders on a Philly Sports Bus trip, which includes round-trip charter buses leaving from the Philly Stadium, a pregame tailgate party, and 4 tickets to the Eagles game. Listen to the Sports Bash and Game Night at 55 after each hour for your chance to win. When you hear the Pick Your Trip sounder, beat caller 7 at 609-573-3776. And we'll see you at Maynard's in Margate with a chance to pick your trip, courtesy of Philly Sports Trips. Do Philly Sports road trips with the pros. Plan your trip at PhillySportsTrips.com.
Nature Valley Crunchy Bars are the snack for out there. You know, the place where you hear sounds like this. And this. Oh, and this. Nature Valley. Life happens out there.
It's April, and you know what that means? Taxes are almost due. Jackson Hewitt can help you win tax season. That's the sound of your maximum tax refund. The sound of getting 50% off tax prep. The sound of many of our competitors' prices going up. And the sound of getting to your nearest Jackson Hewitt. Hurry in for 50% off tax prep before this offer expires April 9th. Limited time offer for new clients filing in participating locations. Max value $200. Visit jacksonhewitt.com/50 for terms.
This world has its limits, but in the all-new, all-electric Nissan Ariya, you've got a world of possibilities. You can leave it all behind in serene interiors, or you can go after it with available e-Force all-wheel drive. Go your way in the all-new, all-electric Nissan Ariya. Nissan Ariya with e-Force not yet available for purchase. Expected availability early 2023, subject to change. e-Force all-wheel drive is an optional feature. e-Force cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. Always monitor traffic and weather conditions.
When you get nachos, tacos, empanadas, spicy queso with jalapenos, Pepto-Bismol's there. Pepto-Bismol provides fast, effective relief from nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, and diarrhea. All the things that can happen unexpectedly on vacation. So before you travel, pack the Pepto. Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details. Attention all homeowners. Do you know when to replace your windows? Feeling too hot or cold? It's time to replace. Fog between the glass. Time to replace. Spending too much on expensive energy that literally goes out the window? It's definitely time to replace. If you've put off replacing windows in your home because it's too expensive, here's great news. You can now get a free in-home window consultation and free price quote from Renewal by Andersen, the company with the most 5-star reviews among leaders leading full-service window replacement companies. And right now, you can save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. Just text PLACE to 200-300 for your free consultation on top-quality affordable windows or patio doors for $0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for a year. That's right. You don't pay a dime for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text PLACE to 200-300 right now. Text the word PLACE to 200-300. Don't wait. Text PLACE to 200-300.
With all the sports we have, every time of the year is the best time of the year.
And the crowd just buzzing with excitement.
On 97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City, a Town Square media station.
Set, red 83.
Welcome to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Get me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Times River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. The locker room with Billy Schwein. Intern Andrew Leeds is in here today. And, of course, the producer Danny Ryan, the youth movement of the locker room, keeping the old man young. Hey, guys, I got my, you know when you go to the game, you get your Phillies, get your ice cream and your Phillies hat?
That's awesome.
Of course, we're streaming live on my YouTube channel. You go to my website, The Locker Room with Billy Schwein, or The Locker Room Billy Schwein.
TheLockerRoomBillySchwein.com.
Yeah, Andrew Leeds did a great job with the website, and you can check us out there on YouTube, and you can see that what type of swag we're wearing. Now, I got the Phillies jersey on, the red one. You have an Eagles sweatshirt on,
short sleeve sweatshirt.
Ryan has the Red October.
Yeah, I saw this when I went to go.
I like that shirt.
I like it a
It's
lot.
clean.
I went to go shop for some World Series gear. I saw this. I'm like, ooh,
Yeah, you gotta
I need
get.
this.
So you guys, when you guys were talking a couple weeks ago about swag, I said I gotta get some swag. I got that. Oh, by the way, Danny, I don't know if you noticed that over my right shoulder here.
Oh, I noticed.
We raised the banner, the flag.
Yeah.
They gave them out to all the fans when they went into the game on opening day. You got one, right, Andrew?
Yeah, I got it hanging up in my apartment.
Yeah, if you look on the YouTube, I'll get out of the way here. The YouTube channel. Check out the YouTube channel right there.
So
you can see
beautiful.
the 2022 blue flag outlined in red, and it's
Hey,
up.
I love it, but I wish it was red. I
Yeah,
wish it
right.
was
No,
red.
here's-
Well, the 2008 red one is there too.
See, honestly, here's a hot take. I think from a design wise, I prefer the blue. I mean, obviously the red means the World Series, but I
Yeah.
honestly, if it was my decision, the blue would be the World Series champions one.
Either way, it's a pennant.
Yeah.
Now I'm holding up the Phillies cap that they give out when they have ice cream.
Yeah.
They put a lot of ice cream in here. My daughter couldn't even finish it.
Oh my god, they literally
fill it
pile it up
Yeah, they do.
endlessly.
Well, I mean, everything's really expensive there. Don't get
Yeah.
me wrong, but you do get a lot.
Yeah, and I don't know. Did you get a soda and get one of the
No, you know
commemorative
what? That's
souvenir
$10
cups?
for that thing.
I know. I collect them every game I
do
go
too,
to.
but did you get one?
I got one and it had the Reese Hoskins bat spike on it.
Yeah. You know what?
It's
I should have
awesome.
probably got
Very
one.
nice.
They have them all year. They're
Yeah, I'll
going
get
to
'em.
be for the playoffs. They're probably
I
going to
just
be a
didn't want
bed.
to carry it all. I had a lot of stuff I was carrying. I
Yeah.
just didn't feel like doing it. Listen, before we get to the Sixers, so the Marlins for 3.
After
then
today.
Then we go back. Then we go to Cincinnati, right? Then we have the White Sox and the Rockies.
I like our chances.
Yeah.
You know,
4 easily winnable series right there.
You could easily take, in my opinion, you could easily take 3 from the Marlins, but they always have our numbers, so you could probably go with 2 at least, depending on how bad Alcantara carves us tomorrow. But no, I think, like Andrew said, those are 4 easily winnable series, and they could find themselves well over 500 by the time those.
but
are
then we
over.
finish out the month of April with the Houston Astros.
Oh,
Wait, Philly or Houston?
At Houston.
I'm going to have to get tickets to that game in Philly, man.
Yeah. But still, like what Danny just said, Andrew. I mean, we could have you after a 1-5 start, have a winning April is
Yeah.
they could look. You don't you don't win the pennant in April. You can lose it, but you can't win it.
Yeah, they could easily go 8-4 over those 4 series.
Yeah.
They could go 8-4, 9-3. I mean, I think the worst they can do is 7-5. If they do any worse than that, I think you got a problem.
Let's turn our attention to the Philadelphia 76ers, who they played the Nets tonight, right? What's it? 6
At 1 o'clock.
Oh, it's a 1 o'clock game
It's a
tonight?
Sunday matinee Easter game.
I'm gonna miss it because I'm gonna be on the way to the airport as I'm flying to Florida. I'm taking my daughter Eliza Grace to Florida. We're gonna stay with my oldest daughter, Andrea, and we're gonna get out of Florida down there, check it out. But the Philadelphia 76ers will be resting 6 of their starters today.
It's the G League squad again.
G League squad again. But
Undefeated.
Danny, we talked about this yesterday. Did you enjoy the game the other night?
I love that.
Do you see, Andrew?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't get that reaction out of Carlin yesterday.
I think because Carlin, he's the more practical. He wants to see the stars play well. He knows this team isn't going to be playing in the playoff. Half those guys playing last night aren't going to.
But Danny, what does it do for? I mean, I think it gives the team a lift when the starters see that the reserves are playing hard, playing to win, and when you're playing a team in Atlanta, which is a play-in team.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, that game meant everything to Atlanta, and in my opinion too. You saw, at least you should have seen those post-game videos where they were all hyped up. Doc Rivers was loving it.
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday.
I mean, it was great. I mean, you got a guy like Jaden Springer who gets garbage time minutes all year, come in and drop 19 points, have a steal, a block. It doesn't get better than that. After the night before winning the NBA G League championship on a back-to-back, flies right to Atlanta and does that. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. I think it was great. I love the enthusiasm in Doc, which you just articulated well. And to see that type of enthusiasm, I like that. I like Doc showing emotion.
A lot of people might not think a lot about that win, but I think that is a great chemistry win right there ahead of the playoffs.
What did I say yesterday, Leeds? What did I say yesterday? I said the same thing.
Yeah.
I think it was great for the chemistry. He goes, well, you're excited about the backups? No, yeah, I am a little bit because they're pushing the starters.
Yeah, and if anything, to me, that game proved that Jaden Springer deserves some minutes in the playoffs. I mean, he's been great. I know he's young. Doc,
but the bench shortens up in the playoffs.
You
do realize
won a
that, right, Andrew?
I do, but he just won G League MVP.
Yeah,
for the
but
finals.
he's not going to get any.
I don't know. I'd rather see him out there than Dwayne Dedmon or Montrezl Harrell.
And I can agree with that. Right. And I'm a Blue Coats intern, so I've seen Jaden Springer all year. I know
what his
talent is. Yeah, I saw him the entire lead up to the NBA or the NBA G League finals, but I think he gets his shot either at the beginning or midway through next season. He has definitely developed a lot in Delaware, a lot. Trust me, his defense is something that to be looked at. But I don't think, like you said, I mean, the bench shortens out. You're going to see, if you're lucky, you'll see a Danuel House in there. I even doubt that. So we'll see.
I agree with that. I agree with you guys' point. If I see Dwayne Dedmon play a single minute in the playoffs besides a blowout, I think I'm going to lose my mind.
Well, you're on the Paul Reed train?
Yeah, B-ball Paul all day.
No, we know we want to extend it. Wish everybody happy Easter out there. 609-403-0973 is the text board. If you want to participate in the show, send us a text, and we'll read your text. We were talking earlier about Kate Scott. That Zoom off was on with Mike Gill on Thursday, talking about his podcast, and he had Kate Scott on, and we were talking about it earlier, and I want to get back to that because, like, I think I am just disgusted with what she had to say about how people treat her and things that they say about her. While I didn't like her in the beginning because I'm not used to having a girl broadcast the games, and it's hard to follow a Zoom off. It's hard to follow a Gene Hart. It's hard to follow a Harry Callis,
a Coatsy,
Merle Reese, right? It's hard to follow these guys. She's got her work cut out for her. She doesn't deserve that type of language directed at her, vulgarity and stuff. She's a broadcaster. She's doing the best she can. So guess what? Because there's people like that now, I'm on her side. It took me a long time to warm up. Not that I'm completely 100% like in love with the fact that the girl's calling the game, but now I want to give her that opportunity because she doesn't deserve that.
Not at all. And you have to understand too, she is coming into extremely foreign territory, coming all the way from the West Coast in California into Philadelphia, one of the more passionate sports towns in America. She's done all that she can. We talked about Bang Bang George Niang earlier.
Yes.
She's embracing this city like we haven't seen a new broadcaster do in quite some time.
And Andrew, what do we say? What does an announcer need? Good inflection, good voice.
Inflection. Know what they're talking about.
All right, I'm going to ask you right off the top of your head, Leeds, intern, young guy.
Yeah.
Name 3 announcers that you think are like really good, your favorite.
Harry Callis, number 1 all day. Merrill Reese, number 2.
How about on a national
I'll
stage?
give the shout out to Kevin Harlan.
All right, Kevin Harlan. I agree. How about you, Danny?
I enjoy Kevin Harlan. He definitely brings a lot of energy.
But his voice, the sound of his voice is great.
He's great.
Yeah.
Iron Eagle is terrific as well.
You like Iron Eagle?
I enjoy a lot of his calls. He's one of those like nostalgic calls to me. You hear his voice, you know something crazy is about to happen. He builds it up really well to me. As far as the Philly landscape goes, I wasn't really around for Harry Callis too much, at least conscious.
He's the legend.
So I'm going to go with Merrill Reese. You know, I mean, you can't really beat Merrill Reese.
All right, you guys are the youth. I'm the ager. I loved Gene Hart. Gene Hart was unbelievable. You couldn't beat Gene Hart. Mike Emmerich, Dick Stockton. How about who said, "Oh my"? He had that was oh my God, was that Dick Stockton? No, that was
not sure.
The guys that coined phrases, and she comes up with "Bang Bang the Yang," "Bang Bang George the Yang." That's going to stick.
They've made merchandise around it. Bang Bang George Niang. The minivan is coming for. I believe it's the minivan's parking. The minivan's coming for a landing. I mean, it's great. I love to see it.
The one thing that I will say when she first started off that kind of bothered me is she did start to try to use Zoom's catchphrases, which I think was a little. I get why she did that because that's what Sixers fans are used to hearing. I just think it put more of a a target on her back, as in like, oh, she's just ripping up, turning garbage into gold, and hold on, I'm coming in for a landing.
That's trademarked.
And she did it, yeah, exactly. And she did it with Bang Bang Niang.
609-403-0973 is the phone, is the text message. 609-403-0973 is the text board. Send us a message. Tell us what you think. Participate in the show. For over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. Just a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark. With a friendly staff, it's no wonder Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. Circle Liquors is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need for a successful party. Check out their website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. 609-927-2921. That's Circle Liquor Stores in Summers Point. Tell them the Locker Room sent you. Folks, I'm here to tell you about Lavari Seafood Bar and Grill. Located on Route 50 and Tuckahoe Road in Petersburg, just 8 minutes over Ocean City's 34th Street Bridge. It's an old school bar, 18 big screen TVs, daily specials. The food's phenomenal. Open every day at 11 a.m., celebrating 15 years in business. Thursday night is wing night, $1 wings, $2.50 domestic draft. Live music every Friday night. Give Dave Lavari a call. Book a private party. 609-628-2225. That's 609-628-2225. All right, when we return, we'll continue more here in the locker with Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Hey, it's Mike Gill. Coming up on Monday's show, we'll recap the Phillies' weekend against the Reds. The Sixers now have a playoff opponent. We'll get you ready for the Sixers' first-round playoff matchup, plus 4 more chances for you to qualify for the Eagles road trip at our Eagles draft party.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 on 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's sports leader.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot, and you need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Hundreds of Volkswagens in stock and on sale. Hundreds of Mitsubishis, even 100 electric Pintelli golf carts in stock and on sale at Tom's River Auto Group. And not one a penny over sticker. Plus, Tom's River Auto has a Birds fan bonus. $500 off just for showing up in a team jersey, hat, socks, whatever. How easy is that? New or used, Tom's River's got plenty, but hurry. On sale, they're flying. Click Tom'sRiverAutoGroup.com.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Breaking news.
Tax refund shock is everywhere, but what is it?
My tax refund shrank.
Mine too.
The culprit? Pandemic-related stimulus payments and tax credits expiring. In this reporter's opinion, you need a tax expert.
Hey guys, Jackson Hewitt guarantees your biggest refund.
And tax prep is 50% off? Going there now.
50% off is a limited time offer for new clients filing at participating locations. Max value $200. Visit jacksonhewitt.com/50 for terms.
Give your small business one tech solution that checks all the boxes. It's all here with the Comcast Business Complete Connectivity Solution. It's cyber threat security for peace of mind. Check. The power of the largest, fastest, reliable network for small business. That's a triple box check right there. And save up to 75% a year on your wireless bill with Comcast Business Mobile. Check and cha-ching. It's everything you need to keep your business connected. From the company powered by the next generation 10G network. The complete connectivity solution. Get started for just $49 a month for 12 months when you add mobile. And ask about an $800 prepaid card. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 5/21/23. Restrictions apply. Requires 2-year agreement, EcoBill, and autopay. New 100 megabits per second internet and security edge customers only. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Compares weighted average of top 3 carriers. Taxes and fees extra. Reduced speeds after use of monthly data. Savings vary.
You're listening to The Locker Room with
Broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, the intern Andrew Leeds, and the producer Danny Ryan, the youth movement here in the locker room. And guys, I'll talk a little NHL hockey because we're on the precipice of something big happening here.
Yeah,
and you brought it to my attention. I wanted to bring it. I do have some NHL notes that I do want to discuss, so I think now's the perfect time to do it. The stinking Boston Bruins.
Yeah.
If they win today, right?
It's funny you refer to them as the stinking.
I can't stand them.
We've lost 6 straight. And
I despise the Boston Bruins.
How could you not? I get it.
I can't stand the Bruins.
Yeah, I was going to say more than the Penguins?
Yes.
Wow.
I hate the Bruins.
Maybe that's the younger side of me.
No, because I played up in Pittsburgh a lot. I have a lot of friends up there.
That's fair.
The sports book consigliere is from Pittsburgh. I don't despise the Penguins. Matter of fact, the Penguin team that won the Stanley Cup with Taka was on it. I was up there a lot, so I got to know the people up there. So no, but I despise the Boston Bruins. And the Boston Bruins have played 79 games. They're 62-12-5 and for 129 points. And if they win, it'll be the most wins ever.
Yeah.
Most points.
The Flyers are unfortunately on the other end of them on the court tonight. So
I can't stand Pasternak. I just, those guys get under my skin.
It would only be fitting.
I could never stand Zdeno Chara. I couldn't stand him.
It would only be fitting for the Flyers to wrap up this beautiful, extremely successful season with giving the team the most regular season wins in the NHL. I mean, just, you kidding me?
Yeah. By the way, I also want to bring to your attention, everybody out there, that Connor McDavid, he became the first player in 27 years to reach 150 points in a season when he had a goal and assist in the first period in Edmonton's 6-1 win against the Sharks the other night. The milestone was last achieved by who?
Gretzky?
Close.
Ovechkin?
No, he hasn't even done it.
Man, give it to us.
Big name, dude.
Give it to us. Come on.
Who was the next big name after Wayne Gretzky?
Not Crosby.
Played for Pittsburgh.
Crosby?
Mario Lemieux.
Oh.
Come on.
Hey, you're talking to the youth here,
Lemieux's
man.
That's right.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, youthers.
Yeah, you say Pittsburgh.
Youth, the youth movement.
I'm sorry, Pittsburgh has another player besides Sidney Crosby.
Yeah, you see, you don't even know. 161 points. He did it in 1995-96. McDavid became the 6th player ever to score 150 points in a season, joining Wayne Gretzky. He did it 9 times. Lemieux 4 times. Esposito, Yzerman, and Bernie Nichols played for the LA Kings. And of course, Sidney Crosby became the 15th player in NHL history to reach 1,500 career points, scoring 2 goals and adding an assist in Pittsburgh's 5-1 victory over the Detroit Red Wings the other night. So there's your Sidney Crosby. Now, I have a disdain for. I don't like Sidney Crosby. I like Beaton, but I don't hate him. We talked about this a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I hate Sidney Crosby.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
I appreciate the greatness, of course.
Yeah,
but he's just even just the way he carries himself. I mean, he's talked about the Philly fans specifically before. It's clearly a beef that exists. There's actually a great YouTube video where they talk about the beef between him and Claude Giroux, which they say it's more the Flyers and the Penguins, but it's a great video. The series is called Beef History, where they go over famous
Listen,
beefs.
I'm not discounting the fact. That Sidney Crosby isn't hated by a lot of Philadelphia fans. And don't get me wrong. It's not that I like Sidney Crosby. It's just that for some reason, you guys have. Who's the team that you hate the most?
Of all Philly sports?
Yeah.
Cowboys.
All right. How about you? And I'm right there with you. How about you, Danny?
That's tough. Cowboys, I think, have cemented themselves, at least for now, as number 1. But 1B, it's the freaking Mets, man. It's the Mets.
Yeah.
I hate them.
See, the Mets, I don't like. For me, it's Cowboys and Bruins are 1A.
For me, Penguins are 2. No, Celtics. Celtics are 2.
Celtics are really close.
You know what?
For
I
me,
can't
too.
stand the Celtics either.
Yeah.
See, the Celtics,
but the Mets don't. The Mets, I don't disdain like I do the Bruins and the Celtics.
Yeah, because they haven't really challenged the Phillies in the past few years. They were a first-round exit this year, but as soon as they have talent.
I don't like their fans. Mr. Met knows what I'm talking about.
See, I don't know if this is just me. Like the Giants, I know a lot of people hate. The Giants in a weird way. I don't know if you get this, Billy. It's almost like a brotherly rivalry. Like you hate them.
The New York Giants.
The Giants. Yeah, the New York Giants. It's like kind of a weird brotherly.
Yeah, because
type
we
of
have
thing.
Giants fans around here.
Yeah,
I see kids wearing Giants stuff.
My roommate's a Giants fan.
Like you love beating them, you dislike them, but I don't hate the Giants.
No,
like,
I don't really hate them.
It's kind of fun. It's like a fun brotherly, like, hey, like let's fight.
Yeah, because you've had the miracle with the Meadowlands twice. I mean,
we're on the winning side of that.
Exactly.
So it's an easier pill to swallow.
Exactly.
If we were on the other side of that, it wouldn't be too much.
The Eagles have had the majority of success over the past decade at least. So the Giants haven't been as much of a threat to the Eagles recently, but I'll tell you what, they were more than just like a brotherly rivalry.
Yeah, but when they had Phil Simms, when the Giants had Phil Simms, when they were winning their Super Bowls, I didn't hate them. Like I hate the Celtics and the Bruins. I can't. I don't know what it is.
When I say a brotherly rivalry, I don't mean like actually like I don't like the Giants at all. I just mean like the Cowboys. It's straight up vitriol hate. I hate that franchise. I hate Jerry Jones. The Giants. It's something about it. It's like they have Doopy, Eli
but they're like you said, they're close proximity to us.
They're close. I got people that like the Giants.
We know people that like the Giants.
I would go to an Eagle Giants game with a Giants fan, have a good time, talk trash.
Like it's not a hard pill for me to swallow if someone say in this area is a Giants fan because you go like what 20 miles. 30 miles north of here.
It's all Giants.
It's all Giants.
It's a very hard pill for me to swallow when I find a Cowboys fan from around here.
Exactly.
Like, how are you raised?
I would not go.
Flaw.
And one of my best friends is a Cowboys fan. He's a Cowboys fan, a Red Sox fan, and a Sixers fan. Make that make sense.
So ready for this, guys? I worked at U.S. Airways for 24 years. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't. One thing that used to get under my skin, I have 4 or 5 good friends that I worked with, guys that I like hung around with, that are Cowboys fans. And we used to go at it. Matter of fact, Bill Beverly used to sit in the studio with me. And I did it because it was good radio. We'd go back at each other like we did when we worked together, like when we were sitting around the water cooler. Because I did that. We had a water cooler at U.S. Airways. Come in after unloading a flight. What'd you do? You go get a glass. They want people talk sports.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you do.
Here's the thing, like, and what I was saying earlier is like, I would go to an Eagles-Giants game with a Giants fan and have a great time. I don't know if I could sit through an Eagles-Cowboys game with a Cowboys fan.
By the way,
depending if they're close friends, sure. I don't have any close friends that are Cowboys fans.
Here's how much the Philadelphia fan hates the Cowboy fan. I will never forget when Dominic Brown, former Phillies player, do you guys remember that name?
Oh, I remember D. Brown.
Yeah.
He sat a section over to my right. We sit in section 119 at the link.
Mm-hmm.
He was in 120. He had a white Cowboys jersey on.
Oh.
The fans were booing him. They were yelling at him, giving him, like, here's a Philadelphia Philly.
Maybe that's why he fell off.
And hey,
he couldn't take it.
Dude, it was hilarious.
It is always interesting. Like, I remember.
People were throwing stuff at him.
I don't know if you guys saw this, but after the Eagles beat the Niners, James Harden posted on Instagram. He mentioned, like, that he's a Niners fan. The Eagles beat him, but he's not out. He's smart. He doesn't go out there wearing Niners
Yeah, but if
gear.
he did, he shouldn't even have said
Yeah.
that. I mean,
I think
that was taking a chance.
I guess so. But
As a Sixer, you can't do that.
I think you could still be a fan of your hometown team as long as he still celebrated the Eagles winning.
Right.
He's just a diehard hometown Niners fan.
Right.
But his
Well, that's where he's from, right?
I think so. And his post, is like, oh, congrats on the Eagles. You beat my team, but like love to see Philly winning. So you can do that.
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that.
I hate that perspective. But
you don't want to rub it in someone's face like
Yeah.
Dominic Brown did.
Like,
I'll never forget
It's crazy. I can't even imagine looking
Dude,
over
and
and
people were
one,
throwing stuff at him. He's a Philadelphia Philly.
I can't imagine one, seeing a Phillies player right next to me, but two, seeing him all white and blued out in Cowboys.
And he was, you know what's funny? To see a professional athlete. Like, by the way, did you guys see, Nick Sirianni threw out the first pitch the other day?
I was there.
He sat in the stands. He wasn't in a luxury box like
Really?
Roger Clemens. He was in the stands with the peeps.
That's awesome.
Speaking of first pitches, by the way, did you see Travis Kelce's first pitch?
No.
That was atrocious. He spiked the ball on the
No.
ground.
It
Atrocious.
went 5 yards.
Yeah, he
5
did not
feet,
get the
rather.
throwing ability. I think Jason has that one. But
Wait, was that for the Royals?
it was for the Guardians, actually.
Because he's from Cleveland.
Oh,
so.
okay. Right. They're from Cleveland. Oh, he threw out a Cleveland first pitch?
Yeah, because
I was
they
confused,
represent
too.
Cleveland Heights all the time on their
Yeah, but he's a
podcast.
See, that's wrong.
It's weird.
That's
but
weird.
It's
He's
his
a Kansas
hometown.
City Chief. They're in the American League.
Well, it is
AFC.
That's true, but it is the off season, so he's probably home with his parents and living.
Nah,
out
I don't like it.
See, here's the thing.
Well,
like
the Royals stink, though. Why would
So
you throw out
what?
a first pitch for the Royals?
Why
Come
would you
on.
throw it? Because he plays in Kansas City.
Well, that's his hometown.
that's his home allegiance. I
I,
mean,
get it, but
All right, say you
'Cause
became a professional athlete. Let's just say you were a football player, Dallas Cowboys.
I think during my career I wouldn't do it.
because here's the thing. I wanted to bring this up. Devontae Smith, that one game against the Celtics. He's a diehard, grew up Boston Celtics fan. He rang the bell for the Sixers. He goes to many Sixers
There you
games
go.
outside of that. But after the Celtics game, when the Celtics won and Embiid shot that full court shot a little too late,
Right.
he got Jason Tatum's jersey on the court
I
after
did
the
see
game.
that. I did
and
see
I
that.
think he has every right to
Yeah,
do that. He's a diehard
but
Celtics
that's
fan.
different because during games the guys switch jerseys. At the end of the game, they take their jerseys
You think
off.
you think before the game, like
Yeah, that doesn't bother. Nah, but I don't know.
Last thing I want to put in before we get off this Dallas topic. There's a reason.
Do you feel it always goes back to Dallas?
There's a reason that we go into the week where we play the Cowboys with Dallas sucks. Dallas sucks.
Right?
You don't go into a New York Giants week
No.
with New York sucks. It's just beat New York, beat the Giants.
Right, beat them.
There's a hatred between Dallas and
we
Philadelphia.
haven't even mentioned the Commanders. I mean, I don't
Yeah,
really.
they're-
They're just nothing
They're
to me.
insignificant right now. All right. Hey, listen, I want to tell you about two charities that we're promoting on Saturday, June 17th. Tara's Happy Boxes fundraiser benefiting local children at American Legion in Summers Point, New Jersey, from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Tickets are $25. They include entry, food, and entertainment. For more information, contact Tara Cioli at 609-415-8398 or email her at tarashappyboxes@gmail.com, or the Brian Probst Guffaw Golf Classic benefit in the Stroke Center of the University of Pennsylvania on May 15th at the Riverwinds Golf and Tennis Club. For more details, visit golfguffaw.com. For over 83 years, Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in southern Jersey, just a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark. It's friendly. They got a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. Circle Liquors is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schweim. Throwing a party? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out their website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's Circle Liquor Store in Summers Point, New Jersey. Tell them the Locker Room sent you. Hey, there's a new wind blowing at Maserati, the main line. The all-new Maserati Gregale midsize SUV has officially arrived. Stop by Maserati, the main line, located in Devon, PA, just minutes away from Center City, Philadelphia. Experience it for yourself. With class-leading space, advanced driving, and technology features, the Gregale makes every journey a thrilling experience. From your daily commute to weekend road trips, the Maserati Gregale elevates every moment into something truly special. Test drive the all-new Gregale for yourself and experience how it makes every day exceptional. Visit them online at motml.com or give them a call at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800. Ask for Michael Pileggi and ask to schedule a test drive today. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the Locker Room with Billy Schweim, the intern Andrew Leeds, and the producer Danny Ryan, the youth movement, right here in the Locker Room on 97.3 ESPN.
It's Sixers basketball later today on 97.3 ESPN with the voice of the 76ers, Tom McGinnis, calling all the exciting play-by-play action.
Blocked by Paul Reed. Sixers ball. B-ball Paul. Outlets hard on the house. House around one man. Layup.
It's Sixers Nets later today. Coverage begins at 1 p.m. Philadelphia 76ers basketball on your radio home of the Sixers in South Jersey. 97.3 ESPN.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Calling again and again. Calling again and again.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Why would someone looking for a mortgage at the Jersey Shore take a loan from a company in Detroit or North Carolina or some other far-off place? Online mortgages promise a lot, but don't always deliver. First Bank of Sea Isle City knows the Jersey Shore. We are local lenders. We use local appraisers and provide in-house processing. We understand the unique obstacles of financing in Cape May County. Don't take a chance. Local banking is better. Let us guide you. First Bank of Sea Isle City.
Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Now, more of The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. It's The Locker Room, Billy Schweim. And we get the youth movement in here. And, of course, it's Easter Sunday. I want to wish everybody a happy Easter. You guys, my phone is starting to blow up. I'm going to Florida. I'm taking my youngest daughter, Eliza Grace, down to Florida to see her older sister, my oldest daughter, Andrea. And so I'm going to bag out a few minutes early, and the youth movement is going to take over.
Yes, sir.
How long are you staying in Florida, by the way? I didn't get a chance to ask you.
I'll be back Wednesday.
Okay, that's nice.
Oh, my birthday.
Hey, happy birthday.
Thank you.
By the way, my phone's blown up by all my friends. Happy Easter. You guys getting that?
I got a couple.
I got one for my sister and my brother.
Yeah, I know I'm leaving in the locker room in good hands, but I really appreciate you guys. Danny, enjoy the game on Monday.
Yeah, it's
you
gonna
got
be fun.
4 tickets that Dominic Mariani from Penn Stalk and Spine and Rehab gave to the locker room, and you guys do a great job. Since you're going to the game already, Leeds.
Yeah.
He gets the 4 tickets and the parking pass. But the next time we get tickets, we'll give them to the listeners. We always do.
Of course,
Dominic donates tickets all the time to the locker room, so we'll do that next time. So guys, enjoy the rest of the show.
Oh, we will.
Yeah, have a safe flight.
And I'll be listening to you on the way down.
Good.
All right.
I expect
Yeah,
you to.
all right.
Have a safe flight. Enjoy the sunny weather and enjoy your
Youth
daughters.
movement is taking over right now.
Have a great Easter.
All right, thanks, guys.
So, Andrew, let's preview a little bit of Eagles draft news. We have the draft in just a short amount of time for the Philadelphia Eagles, and they've got number 10. They've got number 30. A lot of people are talking about Bijan Robinson possibly at number 10. I would not like that. Even a running back in the first round, Billy mentioned it, we're off the air. I wouldn't like that too much, but a lot of Jalen Carter news has been surrounding the Philadelphia Eagles. He's not meeting with anyone outside of the top 10 draft picks in this year's draft. Do you think he's going to fall to 10? It's not really, are the Eagles going to take him at 10? Because if he's there at 10, they're doing it. But does he fall to 10 for the Philadelphia Eagles?
I mean, like you said, Daniel Jeremiah, former Eagle scout, by the way, he said that he believes the Eagles did give him that cushion that, hey, if you're there at 10, we're taking you. Pack your bags, are coming to Philly. However, I think this is all a bit of smoke and mirrors. I think he is going to go before the Eagles. I think people are, talking about his stock falling.
Yeah.
Just so that, like, oh, the Lions, they might snag him. You never know. I mean, I would love Jalen Carter. I mean, I put together a list of some of the guys I'd like to see them take. I mean, there's Jalen Carter. I'd love George's Nolan Smith. I think you could probably maybe trade back a spot or two, although there are reports coming out that he might be a top 10 pick.
What position do you feel like the Eagles need most at number 10? I mean, you obviously lost Javon Hargrave. You need to repair the D-line a little bit, but also you could use a cornerback as a third option and maybe even a fourth option to kind of develop underneath Slay, Bradbury, Avonte Maddox. What do you think about one of the cornerbacks at 10? Witherspoon, Gonzalez, they're both good options.
Yeah, I think they're both good options. I even like Joey Porter out of Penn State a lot. I do think also when we're talking about positions of need on the defensive, this pick should be the defensive side of the ball. Yeah. I don't personally want Peter Skoronski. I think he could be a great player, but I think with this team having a Super Bowl window like they do, you don't want to draft a guy who could be a great offensive lineman 5 years from now.
Yeah.
You want a guy like Christian Gonzalez, like Devin Witherspoon, like Alabama safety Brian Branch, somebody who can immediately step in, make an impact, and have a good role in this team.
Well, you make a good point there, too, because the past offensive linemen, now granted, they haven't drafted an offensive lineman in the first round since Audrey Dillard?
I believe so, but they've used 2 seconds.
But 2 seconds. So it's taken a few years for those seconds and fourths and fifths to develop. So I understand your point. If you do take a lineman in the first round, though, you're expecting some pretty fast development. And honestly, I wouldn't put it past Tyler Roseman. With his resume, to see him build in the trenches, it wouldn't be shocking to me if Jalen Carter's not on the board then, too.
No, I mean, part of me does, if I were to bet on this pick, which I'm not allowed to do now that I work for the Eagles. I'm no longer allowed to, even if I wanted to.
Crossing your T's and dotting your I's.
Yeah, of course. So Peter Skoronski, I'm sure he'd be a great pick. I mean, I didn't like the Dickerson pick immediately in the aftermath. I was fine with the Cam Jurgens pick, because especially after hearing Kelsey handpicked him.
Yeah.
I'm sure Skoronski with Jeff Stoutland with this offensive line, he'd be great. I just don't want to see it happen personally. I mean, I would honestly, even personally, I would prefer Bijan over Skoronski.
Really?
I think just because, again, instead of getting an offensive lineman who's going to sit for 2 years and develop greatly, I'm sure, you can get a guy who's an instant stud playmaker and make this arguably the greatest rushing offense of all time.
Well, how do you feel about the current state of the running back room? I mean, Rashad Penny, I talked to Billy off the air. He's one wrong move on the turf away at MetLife or, the Commanders Field, just from, was that FedEx Field?
Yeah.
From tearing your ACL again. I mean, he's a low risk, high reward type of guy. But at the same time, I don't know if you can really bank on that, because after that, you're relying on Kenny Gainwell. And while he looked good in the playoffs, after that, it's Boston Scott, and then you have to bring Trey Sermon from the practice squad.
See, I'm a huge fan of Kenny G, actually. I was going into that playoff run, and then he really showed out in it. Boston Scott, we all know, we brought him back, $2 million for 2 games, both of those New York games. Needless to say, he's not going to be much of a factor outside of that, even though I love Boston Scott. I wouldn't mind. See, here's what I think. I think looking at pick 30, or even in the second round, Jahmyr Gibbs out of Alabama. He looks like a stud. Not quite as good as Bijan Robinson, but I think he would be the perfect gadget, multifaceted, diverse in talent running back for this team. I would love to see him be an Eagle. I think Bijan at 10 is a bit rich for my blood. I agree.
Yeah.
But just, I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's even though I love offensive line play and I love building the trenches, I just think it's kind of boring just to, again, draft with a team that was one drive away from winning a Super Bowl to use not many teams who go to the Super Bowl have a top 10 pick. In fact, the Patriots were the last team to make the Super Bowl and have a top 10 pick back in 2008.
Yeah.
So you don't have many situations where this happened. I don't mind trading back a few spots, but I think you need to use this premier pick on a guy who's going to immediately make a play.
I definitely agree with you. And you mentioned it. I think drafting Bijan at 10, if they have the option to, would be very rich. And I think he's going to go well before 30. I don't think they're going to have a chance for him at 30, but if you do, he's the clear pick at 30. I mean, you have to imagine that run game with Kenny Gainwell, Jalen Hurts, and then Bijan Robinson, maybe Rashad Penny if he can stay fully healthy.
With the greatest offensive line in the entire league.
And the greatest offensive line coach in the league.
Of course, Jeff Stoutland University.
Yes, sir. But no, I mean, listen, at number 10, let's just say hypothetically, we talked about Jalen Carter. We talked about building in the trenches on the offensive line and maybe even a cornerback. And I do want to move on from this just in just a few minutes. But let's say Jalen Carter is still on the board at pick 7 or 8. Eagles have 10. They've got some draft pick capital to work with. They could even offload a contract or two if they needed to. Are you trading up if he falls outside of the top 5?
Yes. I am. I think Jalen Carter, just because also reuniting him with Jordan Davis and Nakobe Dean. I mean, that Georgia Bulldog defense was ridiculous. And somebody brought up it was Howie Roseman brought up a great point with how he said one of the knocks on Jordan Davis is, he couldn't stay on the field because he's so large. He only played 45% of the snaps.
Yeah.
But he brought up a good point. In those games, they were blowing teams out by 40. He only had to play 40% of the snaps. So that his conditioning is poor is a bit overblown. I think putting him next to Jalen Carter for the next decade, Nakobe Dean back there supporting them from the linebacker spot. I think for me, the pick, if you ask me right now, I think it's a Georgia Bulldog either way you slice it. I think it's either Jalen Carter or I think it's Nolan Smith. That's what I would do. But what about you?
I mean,
if both of those guys, okay, do you agree putting Jalen Carter over Nolan Smith for sure?
Yeah, even with the concerns, he's just such a crazy talent. I am concerned that he gained 15 pounds when he showed up to the combine in just a matter of weeks, and his off the field issues. But the Eagles organization and owner Jeffrey Lurie have been known to take chances like that, especially if the talent's there. So I think it's a Howie Roseman type move. I don't think he's going to trade up if he gets outside of the top 5. Although I probably would like him to. You're going to be negotiating with teams like the Lions, the Raiders, the Falcons, and even the Bears at 9, who are all trying to kind of turn their franchises around. And so I don't want to get into a bidding war for that pick if I'm trading up. I think it's just best to stay away from that. But I would definitely be interested in Jalen Carter over Smith. I mean, the talent's there, the potential's there. You're taking a risk. But at the same time, if you can just coach him correctly, which this staff has really over the past 3 years shown they've been able to do, it could be a huge reward. And just to your Jordan Davis point, I mean, he was a privilege this past season. You had guys, plenty of guys that could step in and do the job he did. They didn't bring him in as often because really they didn't have to. He was a privilege out there.
He was a little banged up, I think, at one point.
Yeah, of course. I mean, his conditioning is going to take some time. Have you seen the man? You know what I mean? But at the same time, he was also an asset that you could, pull out if you were struggling in the running game. And you signed Ndamukong Suh, you signed Linval Joseph. So even when those guys came, you didn't have to use him as much. Obviously, he went down. They had to bring those guys in to help stop the run. But I completely agree with you. Nakobe Dean's poised for a breakout season as the top linebacker in that group. You take a look at, like you said, Jordan Davis poised for a much bigger season, much more volume on the field. You pair that with a guy like Jalen Carter, and even, maybe you can get a playmaker on offense in the second round if you don't go with a playmaker in the first round. I love that. But Howie Roseman always has a trick up his sleeve. What trick does he unveil this year? I mean, he always seems to have some sort of plan at the draft.
It's never just as simple and cut out as you think. I mean, last year, but 2 years in a row, we've traded up for Jordan Davis and Devontae Smith. It'd be interesting to see if he does do it again. There's also talk about trading back, of course. I saw somebody bring up a good scenario. What would you do in this situation where you're at pick 10, Jalen Carter is on the board, Tampa Bay gives you a call, say, hey, we'll give you pick 19, a 5th, and next year's first. You take that trade or you take Jalen Carter?
I take that trade.
I take the trade.
And not only do I take that trade, I say I take that trade because I know Howie Roseman takes that trade. If you're offering a 5th in this year's draft plus a first-round pick that's 9 behind and a first-round pick next year, I mean, he's going to see that as an absolute win, like he's outsmarting them. And I don't mind picking 9 picks behind because, you have a chance at Jalen Carter, that terrific talent. But at the same time, you could get a terrific talent at 19 and not have to worry about the off-the-field risks. I talk about how you consider that, and you also, take that into consideration, factor it in when selecting him, but you take the talent as the factor that just blows it all away. You basically ignore all the off-field stuff. And I think at that point, you get a bargain. You don't have to worry about the off-field stuff. And I think you might even be able to negotiate a 4th-round pick, get it up 1 round instead of a 5th.
Heck, I mean, you look at pick 19. I don't think that's too rich for Bijan.
No, I don't think so either. I mean, I think teams are definitely going to be considering it. It's really going to be a matter of who's going to do it. Who's going to be the sucker that drafts Bijan Robinson high and has to pay him in 4 years? And it might be the Eagles, in a hypothetical world, if they do trade back, whatever the case is. I just can't see him taking one because when's the last time they've taken a running back in the 1st round?
It was actually the 80s. I forget his name, but I had this a few weeks ago.
Enough said, though. You know what I mean? Like the 1980s was the last time. So I definitely would love to see him just overall, in this dynamic offense, making the run game that much better. The depth the offense would have would be outstanding, but I just don't. It's not a Howie Roseman type of pick for me.
No.
Before we go to break, Andrew, too, I do want to preview the Phillies game and the Sixers game, both starting around 1 o'clock today. Phillies 1:05. What exact time is that Sixers game?
At 1.
1? We're gonna have a lot of Philly sports to watch.
I just got a notification. Actually, you know what Doc Rivers said his goal is for the Sixers game today?
Oh, what is it?
Be home in time to watch the end of the Masters.
Oh, okay.
So we got a good one going on today in Brooklyn.
Yeah, of course. So maybe they pull out another one. They're going to have, at least 6 former G League players seeing some time. That's what happened the other night with McDaniels, Reed, House. You had McClung seeing 8 minutes in that game. Of course, Jaden Springer, a lot of guys that were really producing very well. And Shake Milton, the other G League or former G League player. But Andrew, take us away.
Yeah, so for over 83 years, Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in Southern Jersey. Just a stone's throw away from Ocean City, it's a landmark. With a friendly staff, it's no wonder Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly and Best of Atlantic City. With the most competitive prices around, Circle Liquor is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of The Locker Room with Billy Schweim. Throwing a party? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out their website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's Circle Liquor Store. Tell them the Locker Room sent you, and also tell them that their former employee, Andrew Leeds, sent them.
Thank you very much, Andrew.
Yeah, when we're back, we'll wrap it up here in the Locker Room with Andrew Leeds.
Danny Ryan, right here on the Locker Room with Billy Schweim, 97.3 ESPN, and online, and the 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
It's Philadelphia Flyers hockey tonight on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app with Tim Saunders and Steve Coates calling all the play-by-play action. The Flyers host the Boston Bruins tonight. Coverage begins at 6 p.m. It's Philadelphia Flyers hockey on the radio home of the Flyers in South Jersey, 97.3 ESPN, and listen live on the free mobile app.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson & Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/Be Smart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
It's April, and you know what that means? Taxes are almost due. Jackson Hewitt can help you win tax season. That's the sound of your maximum tax refund. The sound of getting 50% off tax prep. The sound of many of our competitors' prices going up. And the sound of getting to your nearest Jackson Hewitt. Hurry in for 50% off tax prep before this offer expires April 9th. Limited time offer for new clients filing in participating locations. Max value $200. Visit jacksonhewitt.com/50 for terms.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details.
Attention all homeowners. Do you know when to replace your windows? Feeling too hot or cold? It's time to replace. Fog between the glass. Time to replace. Spending too much on expensive energy technology that literally goes out the window, it's definitely time to replace. If you've put off replacing windows in your home because it's too expensive, here's great news. You can now get a free in-home window consultation and free price quote from Renewal by Andersen, the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. And right now, you can save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. Just text PLACE to 200-300 for your consultation on top quality for a year. That's right. You don't pay a dime for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text PLACE to 200-300 right now. Text the word PLACE to 200-300. Don't wait. Text PLACE to 200-300.
Go for the pulls and the pools. Go for the hot streak and the hot tubs. Go for a relaxing massage and for wild nights with your entourage. Go to play all day and to dance all night. Go for the rooms with the ocean views that go on forever. Go for paradise with a pair of dice. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com. Must be 21 or older. Party responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the ESPN free mobile app.
Broadcasting live from the Tom's River Auto Group studios in Northfield, New Jersey's #1 Volkswagen dealership. You're tuned in to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim. Of course, the intern Andrew Leeds and myself, producer Danny Ryan, as we wrap up the show with no Billy. It's all right, though. He's going to Florida. He's enjoying his time with his family. And, we got to hop to some time. Or we got to hop to some topics, I should say, Andrew.
Yeah.
The Philadelphia Phillies and the Philadelphia 76ers are playing today. And so, we talked about a little bit before the break how this is a meaningless game for the Philadelphia 76ers. Yeah. Doc Rivers' goal is to get to see the end of the Masters by the end of today's game. But hey, they're playing the Nets. The Nets are sitting a few guys as well. They might pull out a win today. They showed that they could do it against a bottom-tier Eastern Conference team like the Bulls. Only difference is the Nets have secured a playoff spot.
Yeah, and they secured a playoff spot against the Philadelphia 76ers. It's going to be a fun series. I saw Mikal Bridges today. He's going to check in, commit a foul, and sit out. Because guess what? I don't know if you know this, but if he plays in today's game, that'll be 83 games he's played this year.
My goodness.
There's only 82 games in a season, but because of that trade to Brooklyn, he's gonna,
oh my god!
And today, obviously, he's not going to actually play. He's just going to foul
Yeah.
after the first play. But
Just
still,
to get that 83rd game under his belt. Yeah,
it's ridiculous. He hasn't missed a game of basketball since high school.
That is pretty crazy. I forgot to turn on my mic when we came back from break, so I got to mention broadcasting live from the Tom's River Auto Group studios in Northfield, New Jersey's #1 Volkswagen dealership. You're tuned in to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim, Andrew Leeds, and myself, producer Danny Ryan. If we wrap up today's show and take you to around 11:56 with some Philadelphia 76ers and some Philadelphia Phillies talk, quickly transitioning to the Phillies. They'll be facing off against the Cincinnati Reds' Connor Overton today. 11.25 ERA with 5 strikeouts so far. The Reds 3-4 on the season. The Phillies 3-5. They'll be tossing Taijuan Walker out there for his second start of the season. He's 0-1 with an 8.31 ERA and 5 strikeouts. Got a little roughed up against the Yankees in his last start. Not the worst of starts.
It's the Yankees.
Yeah.
It's a good team.
No doubt about it. And he didn't look terrible. I think at the end of the day, his stat line was 3 earned runs. So, I like how they got him out of that game early and, before it got uglier than it already was. But today's starting lineups for Philadelphia, it's Trey Turner leading off. Kyle Schwarber, he's the DH. JT Realmuto batting third. He's the catcher. Nick Castellanos, the right fielder, batting fourth against a righty in Connor Overton. Bold strategy from Rob Thompson. How do you feel about that, Andrew?
I think it's an interesting call when you look at this lineup. I don't know really who else would put the fourth spot. Obviously, Schwarber would be great, but he likes batting top of the lineup. You could slot, JT, he could be 4, but I just think with the lineup that we have, without Bryce, without Reese, without even Derek Hall, you don't really have who would you put
that's
at
the
4
thing
instead
too.
of him?
You made a good point. You love Schwarber there, but he likes to bat at the top of the lineup. When you're this beat up, I don't care where you like to bat. You're batting fourth. You have power, and you're facing a righty today. Put Schwarber at the 4. I get it. He likes to bat at the top. But there's nothing that says you can't put Bryson Stott at 2, JT Realmuto, Alec Boehm at 2. All those guys could do a decent job there in helping bat in Trey Turner. Am I wrong?
No, I agree with you. I just think it is, you're paying him a lot of money.
Yeah.
He gets a little leeway.
Yeah.
You're not going to tell him. He already, he wants to bat leadoff, and that's not happening. So I don't think you're going to get him to wiggle much more.
Yeah.
Without being a little upset. You want to keep the people happy.
He wants to show off his wheels in that leadoff spot. Kyle Schwarber does. Hey, 2-0 since Wawa unveiled the new drink, the Schwarbomb, so we'll take it. Continuing with the Phillies lineup, Bryson Stott playing second base, batting fifth. The lefty who's been batting over 400. Of course, our walk-off winner yesterday. Alec Boehm batting sixth. He'll be at first base. Brandon Marsh, he'll be in center field batting seventh. Edmundo Sosa, he's batting eighth, playing third base. And Jake Cave has the second most walks on the team with 3 compared to Castellanos' 6. He'll be batting ninth, playing left field. For Cincinnati, it's Jonathan India leading off, playing second. TJ Friedel, he'll be in center field batting second. Batting third, it's Jake Fraley, the DH, left-handed hitter, batting fourth. Catcher Tyler Stevenson batting fifth, a guy who has fallen off tremendously. Will Myers playing right field. Jason Vossler at first base batting sixth. Spencer Steer at third base batting seventh. Kevin Newman at shortstop batting eighth. And Will Benson batting ninth in left field.
You want to know something, Danny?
Yeah, let's hear it.
I don't love Boehm at first.
I don't love Boehm at first either. I've been a big supporter of he has developed and improved his game at third. Why move him to first?
You saw yesterday they had that hiccup where there was a pitch kind of hitting between the first baseman and the pitcher, and Boehm having that third baseman mindset. He went to get the grounder, and the pitcher got it instead, and he went to throw it to first, and Boehm was nowhere near first base, and they got a safe batter there because of it. So I get we're in a tough spot. I just think Sosa, he's good too. Put him in the lineup, but I think Boehm, he can't play first.
Hey, I get why they do it, but I think you could throw a variety of guys out there. Schwarber could play first. Castellanos, with his height, he could play first. Doesn't have a lot of experience doing it, but he could definitely go out there. I don't love it either. I think, you finally got this guy developing third. Keep him at third, but hey, desperate times call for desperate measures.
You know what I do love? Joel Embiid locking up this MVP award, man. I can't wait to see
baby.
him.
I mean, can you imagine after being snubbed the past 2 years? His odds did drop a little bit, but Nikola Jokic is not playing well. Another 8 turnover performance, right?
Yeah, I believe 8 turnovers, only 6 points against a Jazz team that's not even in the playoffs. Embiid had 59 against them.
And they lost to that Jazz team, so not a great look. Joel Embiid pretty much locking up your NBA MVP vote. As always, want to thank you for spending your Sundays with us here on 97.3 ESPN, the locker room with Billy Schweim, because there's nothing better than talking sports, or pardon me, there's nothing finer than talking sports with the Schweiner. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Have a nice Easter.
The preceding program was paid for by the locker room with Billy Schwein.
From the Augusta National Golf Club, Westwood One Sports presents this special report on the Masters. I'm Ted Emmerich. Brooks Koepka coming back to the field after doing something he hasn't done all week.
Should be pretty straight, maybe right of center, if anything. Meat and drink to the professionals, but ones that need a great deal of care, and that's a dribbler. That was a shocker.